Hello everyone and welcome to ZSR2 where we have the Z2R Max Rando Tournament 2022 Swiss Round 3 Level Engine versus Ellendar. Commentating we have Mirai and Russi should be joining soon. I take it from here.
Hello everyone, my name is Mirai and welcome to tonight's Max Rando 2022 Round 3 matchup here between Level Engine and Ellendar. This is going to be a fun one for sure. This is actually sort of an unbalanced or lopsided pairing, if you will. Level Engine is currently sitting at 2-0, and Ellendar is sitting at 1-1. And depending on the outcome of this race, that changes kind of what can happen in the next round when it comes to pairings. Currently, there are two runners sitting at 3-0. And if Ellendar defeats Level Engine here, that's going to knock him down to 2-1, and that's going to knock Level Engine down to 2-1 and bring Ellendar up to 2-1 as well, leaving just two runners 3-0 moving into round 4. But if Level Engine takes the win, that'll put him at 3-0, and we'll have three runners at 3-0 moving into the next round, which again will have potentially a lopsided matchup as well with another 2-1. So this matchup here tonight is somewhat important moving forward. Level Engine may be able to clinch his spot in the brackets here. It does take 3 wins in our 5-round Swiss rounds here to make the brackets. And Ellendar will still need another win after tonight if he does take the win. And Drossi has joined us. Welcome, sir.
Hey, hopefully we're just underway here.
You sound winded. You just got off the Peloton bike I mentioned.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we just started up here. I was going to talk about the boots, hammer. We can walk around in water. We can break up boulders. We just found, I believe, a hint for the candle on the east, if I'm not mistaken, a VXR in chat confirming that. And we found Heart Container Cave here on Ellendar's side. We talked about the rounds and the matchups and the wins and losses. And or did we find Heart Container Cave? No, we did not. It was just Parappa.
Well, I'm always a fan of starting boots that it just makes it so much easier to get around the map that you're not, like, totally confined. And you're not attracting enemies either.
Yeah, the only time that's going to be a little less useful is going to be like a Vanilla West, but either a straight Vanilla West or a shuffled Vanilla West, because there's no water that's walkable on that map whatsoever.
The developers didn't intend it, but there's the glove at Stonehenge.
Yeah, that's a great find early on. We'll see if Ellendar finds that soon as he can, because that is a huge relief off of you. When you're playing, you start without the glove. You're thinking, okay, we're going to need the glove. Most likely, it's a very high chance that the glove is required. And so finding that very early on, that just, you don't have to concern yourself at all about searching and digging for palaces randomly if you can't find it in the overworld.
Yes, like happened to you in your last seed.
Yeah, we're not. Let's not talk about
the seed that shall not be named.
Was an interesting race for sure. We got orange Dyro's worth 100. We did start with downstab as we're seeing our runners use immediately. I'm trying to see how much that red Dyro is worth. I looked away for just a moment. It looked like another 100 or 200 or something there.
Certainly something was 200. Was that the orange one?
I think the orange one was 100 and the red one must have been 200 there. So we got some healthy experience in the pool here today on our average experience flag set. Looking like islands here for sure. Jump cave for Ellendar's side here. We're just kind of exploring. They're covering ground as they cover it, as they just kind of walk around. You lose your bearing on islands a lot. Seeing the grass tile there on Ellendar's side on the very bottom, hopefully he sees that and goes straight south. That is going to be his glove for him.
Starting hammer really coming in handy in any case.
Yes. You don't leave those boulder blocked caves behind wondering what might be in them, unless you can exhaust all of the item caves and you're thinking, okay, well, I got all the item caves. Maybe it's a connector, but maybe it's just a standard pass.
So, one thing I'm trying to figure out, did we learn something about Rudo at the very beginning that both of the runners immediately walked out of Rudo without even checking the spell or where the trophy was?
I didn't see the spells where they are in the list, but if we have a spell in the second slot in the spell book, that means we already have the spell from Rando.
Oh, so jump is actually vanilla.
Yeah, okay, so that's where it is.
This is one of those things I somehow never put together, but I didn't know that the order of the spells in the spell book corresponded to the towns.
Yeah, it was something I was confused on very early when I was a runner as well. The same thing would happen, and runners would walk out of towns, and I would always question, why did they do that? Why would they not just check out the sign? It's right there. You don't know what spell that is. But, in fact, when you have the spell in the spell book, the positions do not change, which is very nice, and that's kind of like a veteran thing where you might see some veterans not check the sign and just walk out as we're seeing here, but other newer runners may not be familiar with that, so they'll always be checking signs.
Yeah, definitely a heads-up move on their parts then. Jump skill at 47 magic, but we can cast it if we have to. Life is vanilla too. I wonder if this is like going to be an all-vanilla spells seed?
Perhaps. We did get a hint right there real fast. The start of Saria was Karak has the magic key, so magic key in P4 if they want it. Oh, Ellendar taking a game over in Medicine Cave there.
Yeah, I believe that was where levelengine found the child.
Yes. So we're not even sure if it's going to be useful, but of course he doesn't know what's in there, and that's going to be sitting in the back of his mind thinking, all right, well, I got to go back to Medicine Cave sooner than later, and because there might be something good in there. Then again, it could be a useful spell that's sitting in Darunia, so we'll have to see what hell awaits us on the east. We didn't talk about how many gems we have. I forgot how many gems we had. I believe it's 2 or 3 gemmer. There it is. It's in chat. Yeah, okay, so 3 gems required.
And our tracker's on top of it. Shoutouts to Royale with Cheese, our tracker.
Yes, yes. I think this might be our final cave here on levelengine's side. I think he's been through a magic container cave as well, but I could be wrong in that. We did have the raft there in Trophy Cave.
Yeah, certainly gotten a lot of good items here in the west. Glove, raft, child.
Yeah, not a lot can really block us. If anything, you might think that the only thing that could block us might be a flute 3-eyed rock GP that is on the east behind a flute block, but that doesn't happen too often. You know, there's just going to be a small percentage that's possible, so I wouldn't bank too much on that, but it's possible that it does happen. I don't think we've seen GP yet.
That was way too quick a spell check from levelengine. Do these runners already have downstab? I haven't seen them using it, but...
Yes.
Okay. Chat's saying reflect. Okay, so we will likely want to get that medicine if we can, just because, you know, P4 is going to be helpful. Magic key, so if we can powerful there.
Yeah, it might be a palace that they want. Not going well. Yeah, we didn't see a check for the hint on the medicine, so I don't know how interested we will be in that. Plus, if you really want the magic key for whatever reason, you do know that it is the item, and the boss in this flag set cannot be actually blocking the item here, so it will be open and free as long as they can get in there with the fairy spell. Yes,
it's the one merciful thing about this flag set, that the boss is actually at the end of the dungeon.
Which does leave it is a flag that I've begun playing with myself for the longest time. We used to play where the bosses, where there were more palace behind the boss rooms, and what Alan Heffley, who does the Seed of the Week stuff for us in the Z2R Discord and everything, what he pointed out was that the bosses, they tend to be a lot closer to the start of the palace when there can be more palace behind them, and they tend to be kind of further deeper into the palace itself when they can only be found at the end of it. That's not always true, but it does seem to roll in the favor of the boss being a little bit deeper in the palace with this particular flag set. So that is why we're using it, and that's my experience as well now playing with it in practice seeds. Which, of course, always just makes our runners have to dig a little bit deeper in palaces, usually. So we've seen P1 right there on level side. I have not been watching. We are moving very quickly in this seed back and forth. I don't know if we've seen all 3 palaces on the west just yet. Chat will obviously let us know.
Free fairy spell in Rauru. That's pretty nice.
Sign me up.
So maybe we don't need that magic key after all.
Yeah, well, knowing that the magic key was in a palace puts it out of standard logic, so we knew that fairy was going to be accessible in the outside world to the runners.
And both runners have found the fairy connector cave, so I remember that being very important in your seed the other day, so it opens up anything new for them.
Yeah, it would have to be a little area that doesn't have any water on it, because they could just walk to it if they need to, with the boots here on the island's west. Seeing P5 there on Ellendar's side, so we've got 1 and 5, and I don't know what our third palace is. And Ellendar back in Medicine Cave.
Wonder if he's just trying to farm a level.
Well, he did not get the child out of here, so it's still sitting in the back of his mind thinking there might be a big money play in here.
Oh, sorry, you were saying Ellendar. I was looking at level engine. That was my problem.
I think we've seen all the caves at this point between both of our runners, and we're getting magic containers, which is nice. The magic containers is something you will never want to really turn down in a seed unless you're really trying to find a glove or something, and you're going to last location that glove, and all you're finding are magic containers. But they're still nice to find regardless, in case we need to cast Thunder, in case GP is unforgiving, in case Fairy stays expensive. It's
in case the woman in New Kasuto has something.
Exactly. Okay, so Royal Abachi's in chat pointing out that the final palace is going to be 3 or 6. So we've got 1, 5, 3, or 6 here, and level looks to be dipping into 1 here.
Why not? It's short.
Yeah, I'm missing how much Fairy is to cast here at Magic 2, but he does have 96 magic.
Yeah, it would surprise me if he can get multiple casts of Fairy off, but we'll find out, I guess. That was way too fast for me to actually see. And nothing like being greeted in P1 by a blue Iron Knuckle, right? Fairy is 72, yeah. Only getting 1 cast at a time.
Yeah, they do have a few lives, though, so if... there can be some more magic levels for level right there. It takes a life level, though. Got plenty, though. He's also going to get that magic level.
Yeah, that's good for the free refill, if nothing else.
Yeah, and it doesn't look to bring Fairy down in cost, so still 72 at Magic 3. Yeah, Ellendar is missing one of those magic containers. Whichever cave Level Engine was in that he found that second magic container. Level Engine found the second magic container, and Ellendar needs to find that as well. So he's missing still 1 location there, but he does find the east. That's going to be a Rav tile east as well, so that's going to be useful. Looks like GP is going to either be Maze Island or the east, still pending at this moment in time. It is good to get this P1 out of the way, though. Very simple palace, as we see. Going to be one of your smallest palaces to dig, and Horsehead is not a difficult boss.
I'm just surprised how quickly we got to Horsehead. And we do have enough MP to cast Fairy, so we'll place the gem.
Blue jar dropping afterwards, not the most exciting thing to see. Probably won't help them too much. And if Thunderbird is required in GP, I don't know, 16 extra magic at the end of that kill. Who knows if Thunderbird's even required at that. I missed what was in Daroni here, but we're going in. Might be going for upstab. Or just to turn in whatever the child is locking. Upstab first. Ellendar going to try for the fancy swag here. Gets it.
Wow. Pretty tough to pull off.
I'm going to give him a +3 on the whiteboard. I'm keeping track here for swag points. So he gets a +3 for that jump. He missed the first 3, but I think he got that 4th one. Level Engine going to be showing us whether this is 3 or 6. I don't think we saw any windows very early on there.
No, I haven't caught any.
And we are going to pick up the spell. Again, I missed it. Oh, Thunder and Darunia, as Irene in chat is pointing out. So that's a good find. Thankfully, Ellendar did dig back into Medicine Cave to get that child. And it did block one of the spells that may be incredibly useful and outright required, but we still don't know yet.
Looks like Thunder was 80-something there at Magic level 3.
It'd be interesting if all of our spells continue to roll high here in terms of cost. Then those extra magic containers will definitely be worthwhile. And again, Level Engine having that 6th one puts him at a good spot right now.
Ellendar not even checking the spell, he's just gonna... Oh, no, Thunder's 66, not 86, my bad.
Watching Level Engine there do a little surfing with the downstab technique on that Blue Iron Knuckle, very impressive. 200 for Blue Iron Knuckles in this Palace pool. Still have not seen any identifying features of this palace, I don't believe, that Level Engine is in.
Well, here's P4 for Ellendar. So... But he never did get Fairy. He never found Rauru. So...
Interesting.
It's entirely possible the magic key is Fairy locked.
Yeah, it could just be behind a bunch of locked doors, and that would be kind of annoying to try to go in there. We haven't seen any keys in the drop pool. There's no guarantee you're going to find a key just sitting around in a palace either. Trails in chat pointing out that it looks like Fairy came down in cost here at Magic 5, and Level can cast it twice. And we do see the windows here in this palace, letting us know that it is indeed Palace 3, getting a little beat up by Square Wave heads. Did we see how many magic containers the woman wanted in New Kasuto?
I didn't catch it.
7.
Chat's saying 7, so... Level Engine doesn't have that edge.
Yeah, we'll see. We haven't found any heart containers either at this point. It's uncertain or just unclear whether we will have any additional heart containers in the entire seed. We've seen some races recently where there are no additional heart containers found in the seed, and simply what we start with is what we've got for the entire race. Well, speak of the devil.
There's your answer. At least one heart container in this seed.
Yeah, we're seeing Level take some deaths in these palaces here. Level has, usually he has a leveling strategy to where he likes to pump up attack. That's not unique to Level Engine. It is a strategy that some runners employ. You have a less small gem count here, so it does make sense to kind of pump up attack. It is the most expensive stat, and if you can bring it up in levels, then when you place that final gem, you get a nice big bulk amount of experience, and then what happens is you can level up a bunch of other stats right there at the end.
Oh, Level Engine found the item room here in P3, and that's his 7th magic jar, so he will be able to see whatever that woman has in New Kasuto.
Yeah, this is as we watch this play out here, we know that Ellendar needs to get back to the west to find Fairy and Rauru, and otherwise that is going to send him down this trail of the east that he's just not really going to be able to access anything at this point. Because Level Engine is here in 1, P1 again, the smallest palace, P3 probably the next smallest palace depending on room rolls and how the randomizer rolls it, but it's a good bet that P3 is probably your second smallest palace. Although this one seems to be trolling him a little bit. Regardless, he will be finding Rebanak shortly, I imagine. And that'll be 2 palaces gems placed for him already in this 3-gem seed.
Very shortly.
He is low on resources, though, and he does rely on a fairy cast to get through. I believe he's got some extra lives. If he didn't, he wouldn't be able to make it through this point, though.
Yeah, he's got plenty. He's fine.
Got Ellendar in Risen Peabag Cave here. We know there's still one magic container at large. This could be it. It could also be a handful of other items. We didn't check where the medicine was in Mito for Reflect. We don't know where the trophy is not in the pool because we already have that spell. Could be Flute, could be Cross, could be Candle. We know is in the east, and or it could be any number of junk items for that matter. We've got a rogue Moa in that cave, as Ellendar was showing us with a Thundercast.
Well, there's a key.
Yeah, I guess if we really wanted to take a gamble to see if it was just one key blocking the way to the item room in P4 to see if you get that magic key, that is a very tall, that's a very big gamble right there. Ellendar is very familiar with the logic of the randomizer, and that being for any new runners, that's going to be, you need the magic key or the fairy spell before you should be in palaces. And in this case, we got the hint for the magic key being in a palace, which means that fairy is going to be accessible outside. And even if it's spell blocked, that spell item will be accessible outside of a palace as well. But as we saw, it was completely free in this seed.
So here goes Level Engine to get his Thunder and Upstab. I imagine he won't try any swaggy jumps, he'll just fairy into the chimney.
That was a death for Ellendar over on the east, and I don't think he got a chance to see what was on that desert tile. I believe he was just steps away from the desert tile, running into a lava encounter in the dark, which led to his death and game over at that point. But now maybe he'll find Raru in the process of coming back to the west because he needs that spell.
Well, was this Raru?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And now he sees that. I imagine he's thinking, man, I wasted a little bit of time in the east there. I should have definitely found this town. That's tricky, though. You see the raft tile, you have the raft, you touch it, you're going to like, where does this go? To give yourself an idea on where you should be headed, on where the continent connectors are going to be taking us in this seed. And then maybe you get sucked into exploring the east, especially after not seeing Raru. You're thinking, well, there's 4 towns over here on the east, and maybe Fairy's just sitting over here. Maybe it's not in Raru, but that's a gamble you take. And if that's what Ellendar was thinking when he started exploring the east, it's obviously a gamble that was coming back to bite him a little bit here. But now he's going to be getting in the palaces. I wonder if he feels like he's going to be behind here.
Level Engine. Ellendar didn't have a problem in Old Kasuto with the invisible Moas, but Level Engine really having trouble there.
I think Ellendar cast a little thunder on those guys, and Level was a little hesitant to do so. I forget what the item is in P1. If we saw it, we know that P3 has that magic container, but I don't remember if we saw what was in P1.
I don't think we ever saw it because he got to Horsehead so quickly and then just left.
Yeah, that's possible. Ellendar going to be in a slightly better position, though, than Level was, simply having one additional heart container, being able to take a little bit more damage. Upstab to try to pull off tricks like this, and on top of that, also having life 4, giving potentially a little bit more defense overall, where Level was probably life 2, life 3, as he currently is right now, taking a little bit more damage because of that. Level Engine is kind of combing over the east here, sees Death Valley, is going to check it out. It's getting that too. Oh, it is a pass-through kind of entrance point to Death Valley here, so there's a little bit more to explore on the west side of it with the water tile there in another town.
Oh, Candle's nice.
Candle is nice for dodging things, for when you've got low heart containers, Shield is also nice. I would not pass up a free shield spell at this point with only 3 heart containers.
Okay, so Level Engine did not go this way.
Yes, this is our item room right here.
And just a pea bag, which we can't get because we ferried.
Yeah, the fairy's hands are too small to carry the bag. She's just not strong enough. So unfortunately, we have to leave that pea bag behind.
I'm a bit surprised he doesn't want to go back and get it. There were some good enemies in that room and everything. It's grind a bit quickly.
Yeah, it does question. If you're just trying to power level, you beat up the enemies as quick as you can. Try to focus on those high experience enemies, get them out of the way, build up that experience, and then get a few additional levels in the process of going through all of this. Now, I think we saw Ellendar, if I'm not mistaken, I think we saw Ellendar in that room that had the little Goomba and the red iron knuckle that had the breakable blocks. And there's an elevator in that room, and I don't know if we saw him go down that elevator. I think he took the jump, and if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, but I believe that that elevator is what led to Horsehead.
Yeah, it was somewhere over to the right.
So we have seen GP, I believe. Chat was saying that GP is right next to New Kasuto, if I'm not mistaken. So we do know that this is going to be a trip for Level Engine that is not going to result in what he's looking for. So it's going to be into Death Valley, all these casts, into the palace that he still has to do. So I don't know what palace awaits him here. It's not going to be 5. We've seen 5 already. We know 4 is right where the raft tile lands us, but without Reflect, it's not worth trying to kill Karak, just because you can't. And so I guess we're looking at 2 or 6 here in Death Valley.
Except that he takes a game over, so he won't find it out.
Wow, so with
Invisible Moa.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to dip into 5 at this point because it's closest. This is the elevator for Ellendar. Yes. Yeah, wondering if Level's going to dip into 5 at this point, or go back to the east and dig back into that. Yeah, this is giving Level's routing right now, and just overall what he's looking for and not finding. This is giving Ellendar a potential chance to catch up.
Of course, Ellendar now realizing he doesn't have a key or enough magic for fairy, he's going to have to take a death.
Shouldn't be too bad. I think there's a blue knuckle right here, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that 830 is. It may be attack 4, maybe magic 4.
Magic.
Okay.
It's going to be magic 4. I saw when he took his last level.
Yeah, so Level did decide to dip into P5 here. We'll see if this is punishing. Again, he did not find that additional heart container, as Ellendar did in New Kasuto. He did pick up the shield spell, though, so he's in good condition there. That'll give him a little bit more effective health when he does run into Goomba. He's got to get there first, though, and it can be a little challenging. P5 is expected to be our longest palace, unless it rolls slightly below what P6 would be. In that case, it's still going to be long regardless. It doesn't mean Gooma's going to be at the very end of it, but as we had discussed just a moment ago about flag sets and where the boss rooms tend to be with this particular flag set, Gooma may be kind of deep in this palace.
Jeez, that was a bit of a touch-and-go room for Level Engine.
Yeah, that's a tricky room. There's even an additional flying head that can spawn in that room, which makes that room an absolute nightmare. So I was waiting to see the second head spawn, but it didn't. Those weren't the two generators that time in that room. So lucky for Level Engine, it was just that one room. Just that one generator, that one flying head. Ellendar also in P3. We know that it's kind of a troll, but I think if he just picks the right way, all he has to do is just pick the right way to go, and he'll find Revenak, although this is going to be a loop for him if he identifies this quickly. I'm not sure. He's trying to get a jar out of this statue head. I forgot where we saw the life spell. We did see its location, but I don't...
Life was vanilla.
Oh, okay. Oh, we do have life. Okay.
Yeah, they both have life. They've been casting it.
Ellendar trying to go into the blue Iron Knuckle and is successful.
Really close to leveling now. And this, I believe, would be attack. So Magic is almost right tied with it.
Yeah,
those 700p bags are certainly nice.
Yeah, those are a nice find if you're looking to get some levels, especially in a lower gem seed.
And here's Puma.
Oh, an immediate bop.
Basically Oko.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe with Life 3 still, even with the shield spell. We'll have to see. I think the damage is different between the flail and bodying him, so it might be... I'm not sure on that exactly, but yeah. Very nice so far, though.
Yeah, I've never seen this right side strap Puma before.
Wow.
Oh, but not quite enough experience to get past that 450 threshold, and you definitely want experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very impressive Guma kill. Just very smooth, not a lot of swag, but a lot of smooth and efficient hits in there. Good rhythm. Unfortunately, though, I don't award points for rhythm. I only award points for swag.
Now he's through that, and we'll get all the way up to 3,200 gem. And of course, this will be the last gem he places.
Yeah, I don't know if Level has seen GP's location, but I think...
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't think he has.
Oh no, I was wrong. He wasn't near it because right when you enter in from the raft, that's P4. That's right. So he's seen P4, and then he doesn't know it's in Death Valley, and he doesn't know it's on Maze Island. He doesn't know the third palace on the east either. So he's still got a little bit of searching to do. This could be where Ellendar makes up some ground, but he has got limited time at this point, unless GP is an absolute troll.
Which is doubtful, and... Oh, he's deciding to take several life levels. I figured he would take the attack level and then grind his life, but no, he just took 3 life levels there.
Yeah, he's in pretty good shape. He just needs to find GP, and this may be it. It is.
Yep, 566. Oh, but he's turning down Nukasuda, which would have given him a heart container, which would have been pretty useful for GP, honestly.
Yeah, with that death and that game over in Death Valley, I wonder if he feels he might be pressed for time at this point. He might not realize that he is the first one into GP now, and he's probably just getting in and getting out.
I still don't recognize all of these community rooms.
We'll make a document for community rooms one day. But that's going to be an immediate dead end there on level side, going all the way down and left through that fairy room. Ellendar also picking up that magic container in P3, not going to be passing that up. Still missing one, though, that level had found in... I don't know where he found the other one at this point. I think it was another item cave, to be fair, on the west continent.
You gotta love these blue chicken knights that, show up and immediately take a dive into the lava.
They're not the smartest, but they are quite dangerous. So we do have some decisions to make on level side. It looks like he's just going to stick to the standard right side routing for now.
Makes sense. And Ellendar's on Rebo, takes a death.
So far, we got a healthy amount of birds in here.
So Ellendar after this is going to be 456, level engines 566. Fairly close in levels, honestly. But can't quite seem to box Rebo on the left for the jackhammer.
Yeah, sometimes he can be a little stubborn. He does cast another spell, though, maybe accidentally. He's not going to have enough to cast Fairy, I don't believe, at this point. Nope, going to step out and take another death. Level engine
from a Stalfos Knight, that's a slow way to go.
Another dead end on level engine side here, and he was also showing us that those vertical dots taking off just over a heart container when you get hit by them. Okay, Royale with Cheese giving us accurate information. The other magic container that Ellendar was missing is in magic container. In P-Bag Cave, sorry. In P-Bag Cave with the pillars that stick up. Drop room for level engine. Looks like the same room. Nope, I guess that would have been flipped in this case. Ellendar also choosing to go into P5 here. But without the shield spell. So no shield spell for Ellendar, but one extra heart container and better life levels, so that might be enough to take 2 hits from Guma. It should be. Level didn't get a chance to show us how much Guma was taking off of him with 3 heart containers, life 3, and shield, so we have no point of measurement here. Got a lot of lefts, it looks like, on level engine side.
Yeah, not what you really want to be doing in GP, but sometimes you have to. And, hey, at least there aren't chicken knights in this room.
Okay, so this is the same room that Ellendar's in, that level engine to go through, and I made a comment that there was only one flying head type, and I thought those were just the raw heads, but Ellendar showing us that both the heads are in here. We've got the square wave wolf heads, and we've got the raw heads flying through here, which makes this an absolute nightmare of a room. We didn't see those spawn on level engine side, so he must have gotten lucky in spawns, or he just
fortunately, fire is linked to thunder, and he is spamming that left and right to get through the room.
That is a find. Does level engine have that information? I don't think so, because he just
apparently not.
Thunder, yeah. Well, he didn't actually go get fire. It was a new Kasuto, and he stepped out, so he doesn't have fire. Unfortunately, Ellendar will still have to go in on Guma without the Thunder spell. Thunder is not going to help on any bosses, so he'll still have to go one-on-one with Guma. Who I believe is at the top of this elevator? Nope, I was wrong. So we do have Thunderbird down into a fun room on level side. There's going to be an elevator at the end of this. Could be Darklink, could be more Palace. We shall see.
Early Thunderbird makes it seem more likely that Darklink is somewhere behind this.
Trails in chat saying left at start.
I thought we went left at start and went through that fairy room to the dead end.
That was straight down and...
he's talking about Ellendar in P5.
Very required room there on level's side. Has to take a death. I guess it's fairy required or jump and dash. But no dash in this flag set, so fairy required. That is going to be... Oh, he saves it on level side. Oh, that would have been a game over at that point. He is on his last life and out of magic almost. Dead end. Wow.
Well, at least he gets his lives back.
The exploration continues. Level has a huge lead at this point. There's quite a bit of GP to explore, and he's been showing us a lot of it. And when Ellendar finally walks in here, if he does, it's going to be one of those, you've got to go the right way to catch up, and that's usually a tall order, and it's usually not what happens. Because the runners have no idea, really, what direction they should be going.
I sure have no idea what direction they should be going.
Yeah, having to watch back and forth to see what they're all doing, it's I'm not entirely sure on the routing here in this GP for Level Engine. Although this is new territory.
At least went left from the start of P5 this time, so he should get Guma here.
Wow, yeah, That was a very close to start Guma on. Wow, that's unfortunate.
Well, at least both of our runners will be in GP, and then who knows what can happen. Hey, you were saying that Blue Jar would never be useful. It came in handy for Ellendar, except that he forgot that he had a key anyway and didn't need to cast Fairy.
A lot of fairy blocks, fairy block rooms in this GP here. Luckily, fairy was completely free and now very much so castable here at Magic. At Magic 5, it got cheaper, and at Magic 6, I don't know if it went down, but still, at least 2 casts of fairy on level side. Finding loops. Other than this left here in this GP item room, it's I'm not sure what else we have. I'm not sure if there was another left deeper into the palace somewhere that we haven't checked yet, but I know we haven't gone this way. And Ellendar into GP. We'll see if he starts going left right away, because he probably feels like he's behind. Although this elevator at the end of this room for Level Engine could be Darklink.
Anytime you hit an elevator, you wonder if this is going to be the one. Nope, another paperclip room.
Yeah, there's a lot of these duplicate rooms in here. Although anytime we leave a room moving to the right, it could also lead to Dark Link. So this, nope.
Another community room I'm not familiar with.
It's a completely empty room. There's never anything in here. I'm not really sure why there's no enemies in here. It would be a great room to have some enemies flying around in. Level Engine getting buzz thundered here. King Bot on the head.
And here we go.
Yeah, I believe that was a full clear of GP for Level Engine there. He walked in about 8 minutes before Ellendar, something like that. I don't know the entry point for Level Engine, but it was quite a bit of a lead ahead of Ellendar.
Must have been a short GP then, this seed.
Yeah, this flag set is a shortened GP, but he must have pushed through at least 20-something rooms there. That was a lot of clearing. And that is going to be it. Level Engine takes the win there. GG's in chat. He's going to walk out of this round 3-0, moving into round 4. He's also clenched his spot in the brackets there. Again, 3 wins gets you a spot in the brackets out of our 5 rounds of Swiss here at the 2022 Max Rando tournament.
Right. This was the 2-0 versus 1-1 mismatch again, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, we didn't see Ellendar take any hard left gambles early on. He stuck with the standard routing this time, and not that I don't think he had enough time to even catch up. He would have had to have gone exactly the right way when walking in, and even Level Engine still had a bit of a lead at that point. So I don't think he could have caught him either way. Level had just so much time in GP to explore and map everything out and realize all of the wrong turns and all of the loops that there were, and ultimately found the right path because of that, and took the win. Yeah, from this 4-way, it is an up all the way and then a left, and that room is the room that we call the GP item room, simply because it's got these stacked vertical blocks, which are also in an item room in standard palaces. So it's just everything has a nickname. So,
but now Ellendar's going right, so he'll have to discover that this isn't the right way before he then goes left.
I believe this is going to loop him back around to the 4-way, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, it might just be a dead end. He might just up an A from there. Yeah, he's also not found the shield spell, so that was in, I forget what that was. I think it was Nibiru. But that would have been on the other side of Death Valley, which I don't think Ellendar ever saw. But I guess Fire Thunder kind of makes up for that in a sense. Yeah, this is a fairy room right here, and this should take us to the to that 4-way, and then he'll have to go up and left. Well, he'll go whatever way he thinks he should go, but he needs to go up and left to finish the palace. Level Engine is going to be joining us for an interview here shortly. And I'm sure we'll talk about this here at the end soon enough, but there are a few last races here in round 3. It's going to be Mooney and Bob the Elder tomorrow morning. I don't know if that's getting a restream. It's kind of early, 11 a.m. Eastern. And then Zarnax and Paratrooper, I believe, Sunday afternoon. I think that's around 4 p.m. or so. So 2 matches left here in round 3. And then we'll get more pairings Sunday night from Alan Heffley. And Level Engine has joined us. Welcome. GG to you, sir.
Thank you.
So you found...
Right, I should be able to find the pairings right.
I'm sorry?
I should be able to find the other pairings.
I think any remaining information for round 3 is in either the pairings channel or the forum hub channel on the Z2R Discord.
So, Paratroopa versus Arnex 42. Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that is going to be that's going to be a good match. So when you were on the East, you kind of had a bit of a lead here. You found Fairy in Raru for free well before Ellendar did, and Ellendar unfortunately found the raft tile, and then that led to the East, and he started digging around in the East while you were digging into palaces, and unfortunately he just didn't find the fairy spell on the East. We knew it was in Raru. So he eventually came back and got it, but he was about 2 palaces behind you at that point, and that meant you could get into GP a whole lot sooner than he did. And I think you full cleared the place, but yeah, with all that time, you definitely had a good bit of exploration lead, and that obviously led you down the right path, and that got you the win.
I think we're talking about me. I have to just plug my mic back in again.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I did fight Thunderbird and did run into the dead end after that.
Which is what Ellendar's doing right now.
Except he still has to, I assume, find the dead end and then realize that he went the wrong way.
Yep. Oh, and
There was at least one heart container in the seed.
One interesting thing Ellendar discovered because he was digging the East early, New Kasuto, the spell was fire, which was linked to thunder, so he got a lot of free casts of thunder there.
Yeah, I saw that just watching back some of the restream from ZSR2 after I finished. I quickly decided to take a peek, see what was going on Ellendar's side, and yeah, he was just casting like 2 thunder casts back to back. Like, how do you do that unless it's just connected to fire, which that gets cheap.
Yeah, the funny thing is you would have been able to...
And still having plenty of magic left over after 2 thunder casts. Obviously, fire's thunder.
Yeah, you would have been able to get into the Magic Woman's house too. She wanted 7 jars, but you actually found 7 jars.
Yeah, but I just wanted to go into the Great Palace as soon as possible and finish it. Not knowing what was going on Ellendar's side. What was going on his side as I was entering GP anyways?
P3 and P5? Because eventually he made it back to the West and got Fairy.
Oh, so Fairy came... When did he get Fairy?
Well, he's joined us, so he can tell you. GG.
Oh, yeah, GG. GG level engine.
We were discussing that, like, when each of you obtained Fairy was really wound up being the key to this seed.
Oh, yeah, I knew as soon as I found where Fairy was that I was done. Like, I figured I'd play out the seed and do what I could, but it's just... I spent so much time on the East digging items and towns, and I got Fire Thunder and, like, doing all this stuff. And then I took a game over and went back to the West and found that Fairy was basically right at the start, and I didn't get it for 20 minutes in a seed that was basically get Fairy, do the palaces, do GP. Like, there was nothing to it. So I was like, okay, I'm done. No way Level's gonna screw this up.
So I assume you saw the Karok disappears with the magic key hint?
I did. I saw 4, and I'm like, do I even want to think about dipping in here? Like, nah. Because I had a key.
A lot more regardless to get to that key, I would imagine.
I had a key. And I'm like, nah. I thought, like, for a couple seconds, and I'm like, this isn't worth it. I just need to find Fairy. And I checked a bunch of stuff in the East, and it was all totally useless. And then Fairy was right at the start, and it's like, okay, well, I assume you just, like, found Fairy, did all 3 palaces in the West, and then finished.
Well, that's what I was going for. Just trying to find Fairy, do the palaces, and then finish.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was a pretty straightforward scene, and I just missed the first part. And like, okay, well, I thought maybe, Fire Thunder turned out to be real cheap, and I'm like, maybe, like, I got into GP and you hadn't done yet, and I'm like, oh, maybe I get lucky. And then didn't.
Yeah, you were going to find a dead end if you defeated Thunderbird and just proceeded down that path, by the way.
Oh, well, my perspective at that point was, well, if Dark Link is like a few rooms beyond this Thunderbird, I'll finish. And if I dead end after this Thunderbird, I'll forfeit. And if I gave over to this Thunderbird, I'll forfeit. I was like, okay. It sucks that, like, life 6 4 bars still one-shot me.
On Thunderbird?
Yeah, that was not what I was expecting. Yeah.
Would that have even like allowed you to survive one hit shield spell or no?
I didn't have shield spell. I had every other spell. I
don't even remember getting hit during my Thunderbird fight. So
yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I got just like one stray fireball right next to the end twice. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, this race has been over for some time now. Just finish it off. But I assume I passed by like 3, 4, 5 different forks in the way to Thunderbird at least. Like one of those randomly probably took you there.
We were expecting some lefts, some instead of the right routing. We were expecting that you fell behind, and that you would begin taking some gambles.
Still, like, good game regardless.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I'm not a big fan of taking lefts. Sort of my perspective coming into this is like, if this was a straightforward like foot race, I'm not going to be Level Legends combat. Like that's just not going to happen. And so I'm like, okay, I'll go in, I'll play my own race. I'll try to, play the seed the way I know how, and maybe I won't get trounced. And that didn't happen.
Fair enough. Well, level that puts you at 3-0, moving into round 4. Again, you have a spot on the brackets at this point. Moving forward, Ellendar, you have dropped to 1-2.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see like all the pairings and how many people, like see which people won how many games, see who's still in the tournament, and whatnot.
Yeah,
well, it's 5 weeks, right? So you can still make it to 3-2.
Yeah, the 3-0s are going to be exciting. I think all 3 of the 3-0s are excellent runners, and whatever matches they get are going to be fun to watch.
How many 3-0s are we currently looking at besides myself and probably Trails as well?
And Mirai.
Oh, and Mirai got it. He won 3 games too?
Those are the 3, yep. So it's your opponent next round is either Mirai or Trails. Either way, I'll look forward to watching it.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be one hell of a race, I can imagine.
Yeah. I guess
Definitely
they can
like
get the pair down, but
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, from plenty of past races, it's pretty much apparent that he's catching up to me, and I think also Trails as well.
No comment. I got the secret.
I would say you're all top runners at this point.
We'll just have to see what Max Rando deals all of us, and play it as best as we can, as we generally do.
Plus, Mirai knows how to do the upstab, skip. I think Trails too, right? Or was that Rose to the Saint that one race?
Yeah, Trails knows it, I'm sure.
I better know it eventually one of these days. I mean, at least I can now sort of just memorize which blocks need to not be hit. And thus also just sort of work out which blocks I do have to hit.
Regardless of whoever gets matched up here at 3-0, I'm hoping that we don't get any easy, cheesy seeds. I hope that they're kind of a tough dig. We've seen a few of those tough dig seeds so far in this tournament, and I hope Max Rando continues to deliver those types of seeds, because I think top runners and everyone who's about to get into the brackets, that's what really tests them. It's not really for newer runners. They get kind of really beat up by those seeds, and that's really punishing. But people who want that tougher seed, I hope we see some more of those in the remainder of the Swiss, and then moving into the brackets as well. But I guess that will be it from us. Ellendar, Level Engine, any final thoughts on this particular seed?
Nope.
All right, Drossi, any final thoughts?
I'm glad I finally got to calm a sub-hour seed. Given the couple that I've worked on so far this tournament. But yes, GG's both of you.
Alright, make sure to give both our runners a follow. Thank you to Drossi and Mariah for commentating, and thank you to Royale with Cheese for doing the tracking. I'm just gonna throw the link to the schedule in the chat because there is a lot coming up tomorrow. Including a Max Rando at 11 a.m. pending volunteers. So with that will be it for us. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.